Hello guys, Rob travels with Dottie and we have a mission today. We have a driving video mostly. If I have a lot of luck, it's going to be more than a driving video because let me tell you what the mission is. The St. James Hotel is an old historic hotel in Cimarron, which is about 22, 24 miles I think from here. And we're going to drive through the beautiful Cimarron Canyon to get there. So that's the driving part of the video. But the St. James Hotel, because it was on the old Santa Fe trail, was a stopping point for many, many historical figures. I've done more than one video on this hotel. People like Wyatt, Earp, and Holliday and figures like that stayed at this hotel, and the rooms that they stay in are marked. This is their room. It's a fascinating hotel, very historic. And the rumor started, I heard about a month ago, that the owner who owns the hotel and a ranch nearby was selling and not reopening. And that rumor reached a fever pitch recently, and just about everyone that I talk to that's local here is saying, yeah, it's true, it's closing. So first part of the mission is, one thing for sure, I'm going to go in, and this may not be on camera. By the way, there's the entrance right there to the Eagle Nest Lodge that I've referred to multiple times, right? Let's move the camera over so you can see it maybe as we go by. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I've got better videos of it than that. It's a fascinating place that you can't go on the property because it's private property. It's owned by a guy named Frankie Keller out of Midland, Texas. They own the whole Eagle Nest Ranch and that property. Anyway, I just released a video today on the history of it. It's just, if you're interested, look for today's video, the Eagle Nest history, and you'll see a lot of stuff. And then you'll see another video where I actually got as close as I could to it on either side, the lakeside and the roadside, risking life and limb, walking by that guardrail that you see right there to get shots, and then wading through kind of a swamp between the lake and the property line for the lodge. Anyway, back to the St. James Hotel. So very historic place, but here's the really interesting thing. It is known as one of the most haunted places in America. That's on like the top 20 list. The ghost hunters on the Discovery Channel, they've been there. And here's a fascinating thing about it, is there is a particular room on the second floor that it is the only room they do not rent out. It is locked. There's no public access to it. And the reason is the ghost activity in that room is so frequent and profound, they just do not rent the room. And this isn't something that they market and advertise, and you got to dig a little bit to find out about this room. It isn't a marketing ploy, or if it is, it's a terrible one. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to ask 3 questions. Is it true that the doors are closing this month? And can I, if the answer is yes or no, I'm going to ask, is there someone here that is willing to be interviewed on camera for my YouTube travel channel? And also, if maybe the answer is, doesn't matter whether the answer is no or yes to that, the last question is, will you allow me, will you open that room, let me film inside it, and if you'll let me do that, will you let me stay in the room for about an hour in case I can catch something unusual on film? So that's the mission. Wouldn't that be cool if the answer to any of those questions is yes? well, not the first one. I'd rather be, no, it's a rumor, we're going to be open, because I love the hotel. I love visiting there. It's got an amazing restaurant in there that I really like a lot. And it's just it's a charming place. So here we are in Cimarron Canyon, and hopefully you have a nice view. Right now it's framed with the hood of the car in the foreground, and I'll have to decide in editing whether I want to keep it that way, keep that wide view, or if you don't see the hood, it's because I've cropped it out, enlarged the picture. I've got it on pretty wide view. It's a beautiful day. The temperature is about 70 degrees. Dottie is with me. She's next to the, I've been having that camera set up so you can see both me and her. I'm going to use that camera if I do the interview, and the reason I'm not using it now is because I've been having a problem with it, and the batteries really won't charge well. It doesn't connect to the PC to upload photos. There's something wrong with it, so I have a replacement warranty. It's being replaced, but it's sitting on the charger right now to get as much battery charge as I possibly can out of it, because I want to use it for this interview. So it's such a great camera for interviews. So that's why you can't see Dottie. That's why you just see me behind the wheel of the car. And I was just going to show out the front view and do just a driving video like Rusty. I've really become a Rusty fan. Those of you that know Rusty, in the editing, I'll put his exact channel. I think it's Rusty 73806. I could be wrong about the digits. I'll put it up there so you can find his channel. Through one of his subscribers, I got the idea to do the daily comment video, which Rusty does. And I've already thanked him for that, and he read my comment and acknowledged my thank you. So anyway, and I love doing the comments video. I only get a couple hundred views on it a day, but I don't care. I like doing it. It's a two-way. There's certain viewers that just comment more because they know I'm going to read it the next day and I'm going to have something to say about it. So what he's established is a way to have a relationship with all you viewers. And he said that when I thanked him. He said, you need to establish a relationship, a two-way relationship with your viewers. And that's how, he got to, like, I think he's got 70,000 subscribers versus mine. I'm gonna hit 6,000 pretty soon, but he's 10 times the size, and I'm gonna listen to how he says to do it, because we do already have similarities. Like, I've been doing these I call them drive and talk videos for a long time, and he does the same thing. Also minimal, if not any, editing. I'm going to assume he probably feels the same way I do. If you turn this into work, unpleasant work, I'm not going to do it. This is a hobby. I like doing it. Yes, I have a monetized channel, and there are ads on it, on the videos, and I get a little something for that. It's not much, but it's it creates a viable business for me, and the income's growing over time. It's not a life-changing or lifestyle-changing thing, but it's nice that it's both a hobby and a business. And I can put out 3 videos a day and be pretty much just maybe an hour and a half a day it takes to do that. There's some videos that take a bit longer, but those are few and far between. Isn't this beautiful, this drive? It gets better and better as we go along. Trust me, when we get to the actual canyon part, you're going to be, oh my gosh, look at that. So those of you that might be new to the channel and not sure exactly where I am, I'm staying in Eagle Nest. I've been there for a couple months. And this area we're going through is called Cimarron Canyon, and this whole area is 30 miles due south of the Colorado border. The New Mexico city that you might have heard of that we're near is Taos, New Mexico. And that's a mountain range over going the other way. So that's where we are. We keep going on this highway through Cimarron, and to go a bit further beyond Cimarron on this highway, Highway 64, I will hit Interstate 25, which goes up into Colorado, and I believe up into like Colorado Springs, that area. So that gives you an idea geographically where we are. We're at about 8,000 feet of elevation. So that's why it's 70 degrees. It's 11 in the morning. And you can see these sheer cliffs in the canyon here through the trees. And there'll be better views as we come up here. So every once in a while, I post on Facebook and by association Instagram, although I hardly ever go on Instagram. I just have an account where if I upload a video onto Facebook, it'll automatically upload it on Instagram. And I do a lot shorts and long form videos, but I have what they call a professional page on Facebook. So I get paid for stuff that I upload to better turn on my headlights, but very, very little. I mean, like $1. It's a typical month. It shows your shorts. Congratulations, you've earned $1, because my typical shorts get, 100. It's like they send me a message and celebrate when it hits 100 views. Wow. When I first went to the professional, I did a short on this little recipe I made up for breakfast. I called it smashed potato breakfast. And all it was, I swear this is all it was, I took like small those red potatoes, and I smashed them down to a pancake with the side of a knife, and put them in a skillet with a couple of fried eggs, and sprinkled some shredded cheese over that. And I put that out there, and it was like one of my typical shorts. And then suddenly I started getting all these notifications for Facebook, comments and seeing and followers, and it was just like, my phone was blowing up out of nowhere. It was probably a month after I uploaded that thing. And it got I think it was 1.7 million views or something. Anyway, and they paid me over $1,000 for that one short. It was crazy. I was not expecting that. And that was well over a year. It wasn't last year, I think it was the year before. It was a long time ago. And, I tried to duplicate it. I tried to, hey, I'd love to do this again. But nothing ever. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to do viral shorts videos. I mean, once you start down the road of trying to create content that's going to go viral or make a lot of money, to me, it's like, I don't have any interest in that. And suddenly that becomes work. And what I like to do is I do the videos that I want to do, the shorts that I want to do, and whatever happens, happens. So, fast forward to just a few days ago. I think it was about a month ago or more. I have outdoor cameras that have motion detection. They're called, the brand is Blink cameras. I'm gonna pull in here. This is Cimarron State Park, and this is the Ponderosa campground that I have camped in a few times, and I just want to show it to you. It's really cool. And there are reservation sites. There's not much going on here right now, but let me show you this. It's really just a huge parking lot, but it's surrounded by beautiful, beautiful views. Now, along here, these sites are reservation sites, and you can reserve this site. This first one's a handicap site. But you can reserve these sites, pull your rig in here. There's a picnic table in a fire pit for each of them. And all these sites are around the perimeter of this. And then if you go back where straight in front of us, in front of this trailer, back into the kind of the woods there are a couple of tent campsites. But here's the secret about this place. Let me show you. So you go down there to the right, there's tent sites. And also, just go down to the creek and you'll be catching fish like you can't believe, because it's stocked like crazy by the state. Now, look in front of us here in the middle of the parking lot. If you look, you can see white marks that mark off spots. These are like basically pull through spots. Like I could pull my trailer up to, let's pretend my trailer's behind me, and I pull up here, and it's a pull through spot. It's marked with a number, and I stop right here, and this is where I'm camped. Or over to the left, there's a row of them. There's one right by this tree that I've stayed in before, and I'll pull up and show you that right here. There's a little picnic table, and I would pull in right here, and my trailer behind me, or pull in the other way. And here's the secret. There's two secrets. To me, I love parking in the parking lot. I stay here for 2 weeks at a time, and it's quiet in the middle here. It's pleasant. You have the great views, and guess what? No reservations. They're all first come, first serve sites, and I count them up. They're probably close to 20 spots. And even on the busiest days, you can get one of those spots. And if you have an annual camping pass with State of New Mexico, it costs $0 per night, zero, because there's no water, there's no electricity. It's just a beautiful little spot. So that's a secret. Now, next year, the price of the annual pass goes way up. It goes way, way up, sadly. But anyway, I thought I'd show you that campground. Really, really cool place. And that was Deborah Dickinson and Frugal RV Gal turned me on to that campground. It's one of their favorites as well. All right, we're gonna get back on the road here. So anyway, I interrupted the story. Recently, I noticed my phone blowing up, not like the million thing, but it was like every time I turned around, there was a different notification. It was people following me. When you're on Facebook, when you're a professional page, people follow you versus people could still friend you, but the public people follow you, right? And like something's going on. And it turns out a short was starting to blow up. And the last I checked it this morning, it was at 350,000 views. Oh no, wait, I think I'll have to check, but I think it might have hit 400,000 views. So, that is huge. Like, think about what I told you. Usually I'm excited if I get 100 views, and this has gotten 400,000 views. So the big question is, what short did you do, Rob, that is going viral? This is so stupid. I swear it's stupid. But anyway, I was telling you I have those video cameras that are motion detection. In one night, the motion detection went off, and I looked at the thing, and it was these glowing legs that looked like alien legs, and it looked like a little spotlight it was just the eeriest looking thing. It was just, what the hell did I capture here? Did I capture an alien? And, you know, that's tongue-in-cheek, because I figured there's some explanation for it. You know, the motion detection, it'll turn on a light, and it's probably, it looked like an alien with a headlamp on, but it was probably some kind of reflection. It was probably a spider or something like that. But I uploaded it and put it out there, and this is the video that's gotten 400,000 views. And people go out there and they make a lot of comments like, you know, it's a spider, I've seen this before, I have a game camera, it's a deer, it's this, it's that. But all I did is put it out there and said, what do you think this is? That's all I did. And when I first put it out there, you know, it had got your typical maybe 80, 100 views. And I've also put it out on here, I was short on YouTube, and it maybe got a couple hundred views, that's it. And then it sat there doing nothing forever, and suddenly it's gone crazy. So how much would I get paid for 400 views? Well, that's a complicated question. So I did a little research, and there is no fixed rate for how much you get paid. It depends on where the views are coming from, the demographics, the country, blah, blah, blah. And a lot says it's anywhere from some says anywhere from $5 to $20 per thousand. And then I heard the average was $4.40 is the average, but that was back in January. So who knows? So on the, you know, 440, that's the lowest I saw. Let's say it's $3. That's still $1,200 for 400. You know, how many per thousand? I've got 400, so 400 times 3 is 1,200. But it can be as high as $20. Now, there's no way it's going to be $20, but potentially, you know, what's 400 times 20 would be $8,000. But that's not going to happen. But it'll be interesting to see where it lands in terms of this silly little video can pay. You know, I was reading about all the policies they have, and one is they'll pay only a maximum to one provider of $35,000 per month. So there's some people making big bucks on Facebook Shorts, and you know, and I don't know what the algorithm is that makes it go viral like that. I suspect it's something like this. Every short gets into a general feed, and they keep track of, if you've ever flipped through shorts on either platform, the way it generally works, you're on a phone, right? And it's in portrait mode, and you're flipping through with your finger, and you stop when something grabs your attention. But if you flip to a short that looks like nonsense, you keep flipping. And they keep track of people that stay, and they keep track of, do they watch the whole thing? What's the percentage that they watch? And they're looking for high rates of stopping and high rates of people watching the whole thing. And if you hit on both those things, they're going to say, well, I'm going to deliver this to more people because I'm seeing that it's popular, and somehow it got popular. Who knows? You know, I looked at the old video that I had for the cooking one that got 1.7 million views, and that looks like I think I got like $1 per thousand on that. So I think if I remember right, it was 1.7 million views, and I think I got $1,700. So this would, if it was the same thing, I'll get $400. But I don't know when it's going to stop. I'll let you know by the end of the video if I was right about it hitting 400. I think I am, and where it is later today, when I can't look because it's on the phone, and the phone's recording this beautiful view. So I'm thinking out loud here. If I do get to do some of that filming at the hotel, I may break this into 2 videos. I'll do a drive and talk video, then a separate video on the St. James. The more I think about it, the more that makes sense. There's not a problem with long videos. I've demonstrated that. Long videos I do just fine with. It's like if I do a title and a thumbnail and I get to do a lot of cool stuff with the hotel and I feature that in the title and the thumbnail, and then people get on and they have, people don't like to search through videos, so they're going to have to sit through 30, 40 minutes of me driving and talking this stuff right now before they get to what they wanted to see. That's annoying. So that's a good reason to break up the video. Not the length, the content. So what else is going on with me? I think it's a week from Sunday I will be leaving Eagle Nest in New Mexico and going back to Pahrump. And I will be in Pahrump from, let's say, the 15th of September through probably 2 months through the 15th of November. In which case I will be back and go to my regular spot at La Posa South in Quartzsite. And I don't know who's going to be with me. I'm hoping Tim, but Tim has some friends that he camps with up in Idaho and down there, and they were with us in La Posa South. And I'm hearing that they don't want to go to La Posa South. They have a spot in North, and I know they're trying to get Tim to join them at La Posa North, in which case Tim won't be with me. I think most of the people that were out with me last year aren't going to be returning. So, heck, I could be out there by my lonesome, which would be a new experience, but I'm okay with that. I'll figure it out. Some people will camp around me and I'll get to know people. I'll figure it out. I'll be a little sad if Tim isn't with me, but people do what they got to do what they want to do. That's the lifestyle. I can go visit them in La Posa North for sure, but I like La Posa South. I like being a few miles away from town. I like it. I like the scenery. I like it, and I don't have like a big list of good reasons. Look here, this big fire happened years ago. And I wish I remembered more about it. There's a really cool museum in Cimarron that I did a video on last year that explains the extent of this fire and how it came close to taking out the town of Cimarron. So people are still looking at that video, because one of the things that I can see on my phone is the Facebook notifications that pop up, and one just popped up. So a few have popped up while I'm doing the video, so I know there's still some activity. The pace, who knows? But anyway, this whole area was, you see it jumped the road. It was pretty scary, and it got really, really close to Cimarron. And I'm pretty sure the town was evacuated, but somehow it got spared. What a disaster of it. The museum is in an old mill there. All right, well, we lost the GoPro, because you know what GoPros are famous for? Overheating. And that's what happened to the GoPro, because it's sitting on the dashboard. I'm going to take it off the dash, let it cool down. That's what they're famous for, is overheating. And like my iPhone is in the dash, and it never overheats. And I need to do Rusty. I need to send him a message, or I'll do it in one of the comments of his videos, because he's struggled with a a dash holder that does well for his phone to do these driving videos. And the one I got about a year ago is about the fifth or sixth one I've tried. It has been solid, solid, solid. A great investment. So I'm going to tell him what the make and model of this this thing I got. That's really, really good. So this is just kind of boring topography between here and Cimarron. We're almost there. So I'm gonna shut it off and turn it back on when we get into town so you can see what Cimarron looks like and the approach to the hotel. So here we are coming into Cimarron. Cimarron village limit elevation. It's lower elevation here, almost 2,000 feet lower than Eagle Nest. It's 6,430. And there's some nice amenities here in Cimarron. There's a nice little local grocery store. There's a very clean, economical laundromat. It's here on the right, and it's a convenient place. And you turn right here. There's a big sign that says St. James Hotel. There's also a library, post office. I've printed stuff at the library. It's 25 cents a page. Bring a little flash drive, and they'll take care of it for you. And here we're only 22 miles from Miami, so it's probably not the Miami that you don't really think of. Watch for pedestrians on bridge. I will walk in. After we get over the bridge here on the left is going to be the famous St. James Hotel. And you'll get a good look at it. And over to the right is the mill off to the right, I believe. Yeah, there's the mill that houses the museum. And here is the historic St. James Hotel. There it is in all its glory. And we're gonna go in and see. There it is. Isn't that great? Let's see what we can do here. We're gonna leave Dottie in the car with the engine and the AC running, because with the sun it gets a little hot, right, Dottie? You can get a little hot. So I'll be back. So here's the outside of the hotel. And here's the sign right here. And this is kind of one of my favorite things here. I'll get to it in a second. I want to show you this plaque here first. St. James Hotel, 1872 to 1880. Henry Lambert built this hotel in the 1870s. The numerous bullet holes in the main dining room, formerly the saloon, bear witness to Cimarron's wilder days. And this is the front porch. And I'm going to sit right here in this chair. And I'm going to tell you why this is my favorite part. Because I am convinced that Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday sat at one point right where I'm sitting with his legs crossed just like mine and watched people and horses and wagons and carriages go by with Doc sitting right next to him. So this is kind of my favorite part. The pickup truck probably wasn't there. Well, I'm going to be back tomorrow, and she's going to give the maintenance guy, he's the guy that has the only key, and he's going to take a look at my channel and decide, hopefully, to let me into that room so I can show you. I'll be back when I have that answer. Okay, guys, here I am. I am back, and I got a lot of good news. There is going to be a separate video, and I did get to interview one of the employees who gave me some fascinating history about the place, and it's up for sale. Now, whether or not it's going to be open next year or ever depends on if someone buys it. But it sounded like she couldn't give me any definite answers to anything other than telling me it's for sale. That's public knowledge. She agreed to do the video without any questions about the sale or anything like that. And I agreed to that. We just talked about the history. So I wanted to make that clear. So given that public information, right, that I'm trying to get me and Dottie together. Given that public information, it's very possible we may never get to go in there again. Someone will, they'll have to find someone that's going to buy it and make it into a viable business again as a hotel, and we just don't know. So we're going to behave as if we won't ever be able to go back there again. So, what about getting into it's room 18. What about going into that room? Well, she told me the story. The story was amazing. I didn't realize the whole story. The guy's name is TJ, and TJ was a regular at the hotel, and he was a pretty big time poker player, and he got involved in a game in the hotel with the owner, and the story goes that he won the hotel in that poker game. And as he left the room and headed down the hall and made the turn towards the staircase, where the staircase is, and the hallway where his room was, he was shot in the back. No one ever proved who it was. And he made it to his room, got into his room, room 18, and died. And that is the story, and it goes that he never left, and it's like he won the hotel. It's his hotel, and he's not leaving. So the question of, can I film in the room? I couldn't film in the room from a practical standpoint because there is only one key. And that key is the maintenance guy. It's in the possession of the maintenance guy. He was not there today. He will be there tomorrow. She is going to give him one of my cards and invite him to just take a look at my channel to see what kind of guy I am, so he can decide whether or not he'll allow me in the room to film tomorrow. So I'm going to go back tomorrow. And maybe he'll want to be interviewed as well. She wasn't prepared to be on camera, so she didn't want the camera facing her. I don't know why, because she looked you'll have to trust me, beautiful young lady. Prepared or not, she would have looked amazing on camera. But she agreed to do the interview with the camera on me standing in the lobby. And so, unfortunately, when the video comes out, you're going to be listening to her lovely voice and her great stories, even her personal stories about ghostly encounters that she's had while working there. But you have to look at my face. I apologize in advance. So that is going to be today's video. And tomorrow I'll go and I got that footage of the interview. I took the camera up to, she said, you may be able, there might be a gap above the door you could stick your lens in, and there was. So I went up there and I filmed the poker room. I filmed where I think he was shot, and the locked door where his room is, and there was about a 1-inch gap between the top of the door, and I could just fit this little lens in there. So I got a little bit of the inside, And I kind of talked to TJ a little bit respectfully and tapped on the door to see if I could get any kind of spirit response. And, well, nothing. I got nothing. But we'll see if I have a little bit better luck tomorrow. But getting to go in there and film in there would be kind of a big deal. So I'm looking forward to making this trip again tomorrow. Anyway, I thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you tomorrow.